According to a new report from the New York Times this week, the Secret Service has actually been working and having preliminary meetings with law enforcement officials in New York to figure out what they need to do to protect Donald Trump if, and probably when, he ends up having to go to jail. And, according to the report, these talks are not about what happens if he gets convicted and, then he gets sentenced to jail here in New York. No. They're actually having these conversations and trying to get a plan quickly because the Secret Service seems to believe that Donald Trump is probably going to end up in a jail cell before the trial is over. And they're just trying to weed through this so-called logistical nightmare, as the New York Times put it, because they would have to provide 24/7 protection for Donald Trump. Now, of course, earlier this week, we did get legislation from Democratic Representative Benny Thompson, who introduced legislation saying if you get convicted of a felony, you lose your Secret Service protection forever. It's gone, can't get it back. And it's obviously not going to pass the Republican-controlled House, but it is something that's going to be on the back burner if Democrats retake the House after this year's elections. I am assuming that's probably why he went ahead and did it now, as kind of a warning shot to Trump. But in the meantime, Trump could go to jail before next January when a new Congress would be sworn in, before that legislation could ever see the light of day. So what do we do in the meantime? Well, that's what the Secret Service and, of course, the police officers and the, local cops are trying to figure out. Because here's the thing. The Secret Service agents are armed. And you're not allowed to be armed when you're inside of the prison, with the inmates. That's obviously a huge security problem. And if you got a gun on your hip and an inmate overpowers you and takes it, suddenly horrible things are going to happen. But Secret Service is required to have their weapons, so it's a weird situation here. A situation that, again, could actually just be completely thrown out if we would just pass Benny Thompson's legislation, right? I mean, that kind of seems like the easiest solution for all of this. If you don't have to worry about the Secret Service protecting Donald Trump 24/7, then you don't have to worry about how you're going to protect him in prison. He just goes to general population, best of luck to you. But that's not what's going to happen. And unfortunately, again, as they call it, this logistical nightmare could result in some kind of suspended sentence or reduced sentence for Donald Trump that does not involve him going to jail. It would probably be more something like house arrest, things like that, where he's not locked away, but he's being punished. So I hope we don't get to that point. Donald Trump should not be given special favors by the judicial system just because he has Secret Service protection. We can handle that through legislation when the time comes. But in the meantime, if Donald Trump screws up, you got to figure it out quick. You got to have Secret Service there, maybe put a recliner outside the jail cell so they can be a little comfortable, give them an iPad. I don't know. But just because it's difficult doesn't mean we shouldn't do it. If, of course, the need arises. Well, folks, we have crossed that 1 million subscriber milestone, but rest assured, we are just getting started here at Ring of Fire. So if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel and make sure to like, share, and comment on the videos.